we've been in Cambodia for a little over 2 weeks now, and we have done a lot of fun things. So today we're going to talk about some of the stuff we did, like in Phnom Penh, here in Bangkok, and just get some of their thoughts on the things they've seen and been able to do. So I'm really happy to have them here, and I hope you enjoy this video. So, out of all the things that we did in Phnom Penh a couple weeks ago when we were there, what was your favorite thing that we did or saw or place we went?
I think one of my favorites was the Royal Palace, and the fact that the flag was up and the King of Cambodia was there. That was kind of cool. We never did see him, but that and the Silver Pagoda, which is a solid silver tile floor. Otherwise, all the other stuff was kind of useless. But that was kind of interesting. The fact that the storm come up when we were inside the Buddhist temple, I found very fascinating. And yeah, it's quite the deal. The Yellow Brick Road.
The Yellow Brick Road, yeah. All right, Shelby, what was your favorite thing to do in Phnom Penh?
So I'd say that my favorite thing that we did was probably the day that we went to the Russian market and then went to your apartment. So the Russian market was really interesting because it's kind of just the hustle and bustle of it. It's where everybody gets their produce, your clothes, anything you can think of, jewelry, $1 DVDs. It was kind of crazy. They definitely don't have like Walmart here, so. But going up to Shayla's apartment was amazing because one, we got to see where they all live, which was super cool. And also just the view was breathtaking. When you're just walking the streets of the city, everything kind of looks the same and there's little shops everywhere, so you don't really see how large the city actually is. But then you get up there, however many stories up, and the view is just magnificent.
It's pretty cool, pretty cool.
I think another thing that I really liked was coming out of the airport. None of the people that are going to pick up somebody can go inside the airport. So when we come out, it was like coming off of the Titanic or something, you know. And all these people are just lined up. And you just kind of walk out, and we looked for Shayla, and the heat just hit us like a bomb. It was like takes your breath away. It was so hot. We hadn't experienced that yet. So yeah, and then she had a couple tuk-tuks. We piled all of our luggage and all of our people in 2 tuk-tuks, and just getting that experience of the culture as we went through the streets, and is something that I had never did before. And so I think it was a great way. It was a great introduction to Cambodia and Phnom Penh. You can pull footage out of there?
Probably not.
Oh, there's some good ones in there. Can I wipe my brow again? Man, it's hot.
All right. So
I'm about ready to go back to rainy Ohio. How about you?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, it's so hot and dry here, man. Woo! I mean, those people don't even know what they've got. I mean, they can literally go in their backyard and get in a boat and just like refreshing water, cool, clear water, just all that living water. It's just so refreshing. And here it's like hot.
I mean, I'm bathing in my own sweat, so it's
hot. I mean, I think even our braids sweat, you know? See it dripping. Man. They tried to warn me, but it's hot, it's humid, it's like thick. It's like you almost have to cut the air before you breathe it in.
Are you done?
Yeah, it's hot. Okay. That's actually pretty good.
So in the week that we spent in Phnom Penh, you had the opportunity to go to church at Nations Church. So tell me about that.
Nations Church. So in the morning we went to the Khmer service, and it is so fun to see the youth up on stage, so full of energy. The whole crowd was moving, had their hands raised, and you know, they were just clapping and just worshiping to God. And you know, they're so genuine in their worship, and they're that you can just tell that they're just in the presence of God. And it's something we take for granted that you know, they have to go to a particular church on a back street down a bumpy dirt road. And Pastor Shannon and his wife are just amazing young couple. They have a little girl, and they're just pouring out their life there. And he's speaking the truth, and I'm saying too many times.
Okay, and Shelby, you had the opportunity on Saturday night to go to youth at Nations. How was that?
So youth was absolutely amazing. At first when we got there, I felt a little bit like a weird foreigner who didn't know anybody that shouldn't be there. But once we sat down, the people were very friendly, and some of the younger kids started talking to us, and it was really impressive how much English they knew, actually. I was pleasantly surprised. We got going, started playing some interesting games. I did not expect to see myself being pulled across the floor on a tarp, but it was all in good fun. But then the worship started. And let me tell you, kids were absolutely full of joy. They were screaming, they were jumping up and down, dancing, unlike any youth group experience I've ever had. The culture here is just amazing. Lots of young hearts for Jesus, and there's so much potential here. Like Stephanie said, Pastor Shannon and his wife are doing some good things here, and the Nations Church has got a bright future in Phnom Penh.
I found some interesting statistics. So 97% of Cambodia is Buddhist, but Christianity is the fastest growing religion. And you can tell that by the hunger of the people. A large majority of the culture of the people here are 30 years and younger. And because of the Khmer Rouge and what happened there, everybody seems to have a story. And so you see a lot of youth that are searching. And so it's a culture where Jesus can be spoken, and I think we're going to see a big move of God in this nation in the near future.
Okay, so you guys have been in Battambang for about a week and a half now. My dad and Tanya were here. They actually just left today. They flew out today to head back to the States, but we packed a lot of stuff in that first week that everybody was here. We went to the Bat Caves, spent a day there, went up the mountain to the Killing Caves up there. We did the bamboo train. What else have we done? We've driven around just to see the area.
The vineyard, the winery, the circus.
Yeah, they went to the circus. We went to Bannon Mountain, climbed 300 and some steps to the top. That was fun.
Died.
And, so we've done quite a bit, but for the first, about from the day we got here till a couple days ago, I actually had the dengue fever. Luckily I didn't have all the really bad symptoms, but it was not fun, you know.
Yeah, we were watching you pretty close. You had 103.8 one afternoon there. And if it would have got any worse or you would have thrown up, we would have been going to the hospital.
The only symptoms I had was just the fever, the rash, and then some muscle soreness. But I didn't have any of the other symptoms that some people get. But it's been a problem lately. But thankfully, I'm starting to feel better. Still a little bit low on energy, but as long as on those days, as long as I kept, taking meds, I was able to do stuff without getting too tired out. But so that kind of put a damper on things a little bit.
See, the dengue fever is a mosquito-borne illness, and so she would have probably been bit maybe before she picked us up or in Phnom Penh right away. And the fever takes 7 to 10 days to get over. So I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I was able to kind of monitor the situation nearby instead of halfway around the world, 12, 11 time zones away.
Yeah, she took good care of me, making sure I drank, and I didn't really eat a lot, but it was good to have my mom here, because whenever you're sick, that's just what you want. So you guys still have a little bit of time here, but what has been your favorite thing that you've done in Baton Rouge so far?
Oh boy, am I allowed to say a couple different things?
Sure.
Okay, so the day that we went to the Bat Caves was probably one of my favorite days here. It was just, the views were amazing, and we actually got to ride our motos up the mountain, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
I rode with Tashayla, and she's a very experienced driver, so I had complete faith in her and her abilities, and we made it to the top, which was awesome, but I'd say the way down was even more scary, but being a passenger, it was a lot, but it was so exciting. And oh my goodness, the killing caves that were up there, it's just mind-blowing, the things that these people went through during the Khmer Rouge, and it was something I had never heard of until Tashayla came to Cambodia, and then actually seeing how expansive it really was, and it happened just in the 70s. It was crazy. And then when the bats actually came out around 5:30, it was wow. It's amazing how it's all coordinated, and every night they come out at the same time. And how many were there?
There was over a million.
Over a million
Yeah.
in that cave that come out, and
Yeah.
just amazing how God coordinated that event, and they all know to come out every night at the same time.
Now, that being said, those bats go out and eat the insects that would destroy rice plants. And since rice is the primary crop here in Cambodia, they do have a very good purpose. But on the way back, we stopped at a tree that held the great big fruit bats. And you know, they have wingspans of like way out, and they would move. And okay, it's one thing seeing a bunch of small ones come out of a cave, like miles and miles of them, or kilometers. It's over here, it's kilometers and kilometers of them. But to see these great big old like bats hanging from the tree, you know, when their bodies are like this, that's a little freaky.
So my other favorite thing that we did here in Battambang Bang was probably just spending time at the soccer fields with the kids, and their skills are amazing. So I actually played soccer for I think 8 years. Whenever I was younger, I was never that good. There were kids that were probably 10 or more years younger than me that were just doing tricks with the ball, going around me and outsmarting me. It was crazy. And they all played barefoot. So I don't know how they did it. For me, it was a competition between, okay, am I gonna run out of breath first, or are my feet gonna get too hot before I have to stop? So I don't know how they do it every day. They're amazing.
I think for me, part of, we kind of graduated from the tuk-tuks and rented motos. So for me, that's kind of fun to just drive around the city, and we went out in the country, we went along the river and just sightsee on the bikes. It's also a way to stay cool because the breeze is blowing on you, because the minute you stop, you start dripping. But I really enjoyed that. I also liked when we were at Banyan Mountain, they had these little huts out on the lake with grass roofs, and we've got some pictures of them we'll show you later on. But we were able to go in and sit in them and then order food, and the breeze just blew up in there. There were some hammocks in there, and just sit down and relax. We had Chumna and his fiance go with us, or that we went with them actually. They planned the day and invited us along. So we had an amazing time with them, just, you know, talking with them, hearing their stories, and just seeing some behind the scenes culture that you don't as a tourist. So that was awesome.